we caught on the hot mic.
They're like, no. You can tell which kid in the class.
It's going faster this time,
Like, I
so.
will fill the silence.
Passing notes. I know.
Boom.
You're saying something. I was just. Me too.
Are we on?
Great portraits of my teachers.
I bet.
Fellow students.
You're good.
Okay, great. All right, I call this meeting to order. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
September. Oh, right.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, that's not even on here. Oh, yes, it is. Oh, thank you. Wow. Okay, roll call. Wendy Newcomb.
Here.
Chris Carrier. Here. Maggie Williams. Rich Bianculi.
That's me.
Danelle Allen here. We are all present and accounted for. Okay. Do we have any agenda adjustments? Okay. Minutes. I need a motion to approve the minutes of our August 23rd, 2022 meeting unless there are changes to be made. Any changes?
Move to accept.
Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay. Good job, Kathy. I know. Do we have any public comment this evening? No?
You guys are quiet.
All right, superintendent's report.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm going to start my report, sharing out our current enrollments. I'm going to look into the camera and say, Phil Lowe, you left our operations meeting with the handouts. So if you're watching, you come back now with those handouts. So anyway, Kathy, he left with the sheet you prepared. So I don't know if you want to run out and print them.
I can quick.
That would be great, thank you. The benefit of having Kathy is endless. So currently we have 99 students enrolled in Sebago Elementary School, broken down by grade as follows. We are down about 13 students from this time last year. We had a number of late move-outs, and we had a number of students, especially in our pre-K classroom, whose parents made a decision to hold them out based on before and after school care and just to fit into their family situation. So the good news is we continue to have kindergarten classes at or above our 5th grade class numbers. When we look at sustainability, that's the first place we go. So we're seeing our young numbers maintain full class size. We are happy about that. Included in those 99 are 3 students whose families have chosen to bring them to Sebago, who don't reside in Sebago. They might be staff members, students, they might be families who live right on the other side of the border, but we welcome families to make the choice to bring their students to Sebago Elementary. They would benefit from small class size and a community feel. Kathy is printing off the second piece, which goes along with this, which is a breakdown of students whose families have chosen to not send them to Sebago Elementary, either through an out-of-district request or homeschooling. we'll revisit that when Kathy comes back. So I would also like to just give you a heads up. This is a personal point of pride for me. Been working for almost a full year on getting federal E-rate funds that were promised to the district in 2020. So 2 fiscal years behind where we are right now. 2 weeks ago, $17,000 was deposited into our account by the federal government, paying their share of our E-rate money. So that offsets some technology purchase and our network support. So I'm proud. I learned a lot about the federal government and grant reporting. It's not a business that I would choose to go into in my retirement, but money is here. It wasn't here before. Also, Chris, I'm not sure if you're going to want to talk more about it. We signed a contract with a telehealth agency that will provide coverage for our school when our nurse, Chris, is not here. The state is covering full cost of that this year. And depending on how it goes, we might revisit the cost of that in next year's budget development if it's something we choose to go forward with. Chris, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit more about it. I think we did last time, but
If there's any question, it's a free program this year. And we're supposed to have coverage all the time when kids are in the school. And they should be handling calls to the parents, and hopefully we don't need it, but calls to the EMS or 911 if it was ever needed, and to the hospital.
pretty slick technology as far as digital telemetry that measures temperature and other vital signs, and it's worth a try.
Yeah.
You
Come.
and we'll come back to enrollments now that Kathy has done her magic again. She got back before Phil Lowe did. So as you can see, the number of students we have in grades K through 5 who are attending a school other than Sebago Elementary is 14. And in addition to that, we have 7 students between the ages of, between grades of kindergarten and 5th that are being homeschooled. And then you see the breakdown below where they are. So we included the 6th through 12th graders who aren't currently attending SAD 61, just to give an idea of where people are.
Mhm. Excuse me. Are there other schools that are included here that our kids are going to that aren't included here?
I believe that we have somebody at Freiburg Academy
Yes,
this year.
that's what I was wondering. I think there's a couple of them.
Yep. There are some that we don't know about until we get a bill from that school, because we don't have to sign off.
Right.
So I believe we have a student at Wayne Fleet Middle, if my memory serves me well.
And the October one coming out will give those kids.
Oh,
those
okay.
kids.
Okay, great. I was wondering because I knew of a couple of people that were
Yeah.
so yeah.
And the way it works for our 6-12 students, and we will be having an information night for our grade 5 families as springtime approaches. Because we don't have a middle or high school of our own, we have an agreement with Lake Region SAD 61 that any or all of our students may attend their schools. They're the middle and high school of record for us. But families may make the decision to have their student attend a different school. And if that is a public school, then they get counted into that school's enrollment. If it's a private school, we pay the state tuition rate to that school. So we talked earlier about the recent Supreme Court decision, which opens up the potential for religious affiliated schools to receive state funds. Cheverus was approved by the Maine Department of Ed to receive Maine state tuition funds last week, I believe. We've not yet had that request, but it is a possibility. All right, any other questions about enrollments? As always, it's our hope that every family chooses to send their students to Sebago School, so we'll keep working on that. Go forward. And then just a brief operations update. Chris was also at the meeting prior to our workshop today. We are reviewing proposals to have somebody come in and provide us a set of drawings of our existing facility, as well as a comprehensive facilities analysis and assessment. The idea is that in order to build an accurate and effective long-term facilities maintenance plan, we need to know where we are now. So if you remember, last spring, the voters of Sebago approved creating a designated reserve fund for capital improvements and to fund that with any excess monies in our FY22 budget. So at the end of last year's budget cycle, we were able to put $60,000 into that designated reserve. So if we review the proposals and we decide to go forward, the money for that will come from that designated reserve. Step one, in looking at doing the renovations, required maintenance, and potential expansion of our facility. Keep you posted as we go on. I think that's my report.
Thank you. Do we have a presentation this evening?
No presentation.
Principals report.
So a lot's going on. I think we're finally getting into the groove of the school year. Kids seem to be pretty motivated and happy. Staff seem to be working well and working collaboratively together, and seem pretty happy. Parents as well. A lot of what's going on. We just started our Sebago Newsletter. We put it out online for parents to look at. What we're trying to do is provide the community with what's going on in the classroom bi-weekly, so that they can really get a sense of what's going on in the school, and to put out those things like any kind of shots or anything that's going on in the school. I put that out as well. One thing that is happening soon is on the 30th, which is Friday. We're raffling off. What we did is we got a Kindle Fire as kind of a way to get kids, to get parents motivated to sign up for free and reduced lunch, whether they knew they'd qualify or not. And we were at 90% signed up in the school. So I thought that was great numbers. We're going to raffle off Kindle Fire on Friday. Also,
Can families still fill that out?
they can still fill it out, because we're going to start collecting the names tomorrow. And even if you had a family of 5, we're going to take each individual name and throw it in the bucket. So one student will win the Kindle Fire on Friday, and will be given to them on Friday. Met with the staff in our first staff meeting. We talked about professional development because David had mentioned previously that we had some funds from the Alphon group. And so what I did is I put out a Google form to staff to survey them what did they think that they needed for professional development. And what staff came up with was literacy and writing specifically, and also how to look at data to drive their instruction. So we hired Barry Lane to spend a half a day with us on the 7th. And Barry Lane's a very famous writing instructor, great guy. And I had worked with him before, and when I called him, he's only 35 minutes away, so that made it even better. He used to be in Vermont, so it's a lot quicker, which allowed us to get him at a better price. And then we also have Drew Reed. He's going to kind of look at data with staff for the other half of the day. He used to be part of Great Schools Partnership. He was a building principal for years, so that's in his wheelhouse, and the staff seem to be excited for the day. And then, of course, we have, with the help of Spice, we have the Fall Festival coming up October 28th. And we're going to chat about that tomorrow and try to put plans together and schedule a nice Friday afternoon, Friday day for kids to go through stations and learn a lot of things. And at the end of it, we're bringing in Sparks Arc, which they'll bring in some animals for the kids. That will be a whole group thing at the very end, the last hour in the cafeteria, which the staff talked about finding a way to get all the kids together. And I think that's a great way to get kids together. But a lot's been going on. I get a sense that things are feeling good for people. They feel good for me. And we're just working hard together to make the school year a normal and positive school year for everybody. So that's it. And the next newsletter will go out next Monday. So
Parents, did you see the first newsletter?
I might have done a happy dance.
It
It was great.
Okay.
That's
3 for
great.
3.
No, that was good.
Thank you, John.
my daughter, told me about s'mores to create the newsletters.
Mhm.
So it was a little bit of money, but I think it will pay benefits, and you don't have to print copies of it.
Yeah.
You can just post it on the website. So,
Yeah, using the text alerts is a big help as well. So,
Yeah.
it's good.
It's easy to put together, and you can really put great information in there for parents to stay engaged with what's going on. So,
Is this all virtual? I mean, is it all online or is it?
yeah,
It's
if you
not
go,
paper.
if you go right to our website, you
Uh-huh.
click on it, it will say Sebago Newsletter. You click on it, you can read it, you can like it if you want. You can do that, and I put it out every 2 weeks. That gives staff time to, put together what's going on in the class. What have we been doing lately?
That's great.
So pictures and what, so.
Oh, good. That's great.
And we have the ability, John has the ability to see how many clicks. So if we keep doing newsletters and nobody clicks,
Yeah.
we'll
We know we're doing something wrong.
change the strategies.
Yeah.
But
But we're up to 89 this afternoon, so that was pretty positive.
Sure.
89 books.
super.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chairwoman's report. I do not have a report. That's my report.
That's a short report.
That was a good one. Action items.
So I gave the heads up that we are fully staffed. The last staff member who we brought on board was Sam Cousins as our bus driver. Technically, you don't have to, but we have in the past asked you to approve his hiring. So Sam is one of our 2 drivers who brings students to school, make sure they get home safely every day, and would ask that you support his employment here.
So we're looking for a motion
So moved.
to, okay.
Seconded.
And just to clarify, the motion is to
Appoint Sam Cousins.
appoint Sam Cousins as a school bus driver.
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Great.
He's very friendly.
Sam is friendly.
I was at the cemetery the other day and working on our walk and standing there with my shovel, and he slowed right down and waved. That was very nice.
And I think he's got a history in town, he knows a lot of people.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay, so discussion items. Do we have any discussion items?
Do not, and I think I would ask if the chair is okay with it. That seems like an antiquated agenda item. I don't think we've ever once in my year and a bit had anything for that. So with the chair's approval, that could come off.
I don't have an issue with it. Does anybody?
Yeah, because all items that were to be discussed would be added as an agenda item.
I don't even know what would go there.
Mhm.
Like your role as a school committee doesn't include discussion outside of action.
Mhm.
So,
Okay,
so noted.
so that brings us to items for future agenda. We have review and update of perpetual calendar. David, you're on that.
Yes, Kathy and I will look at the current perpetual calendar. We'll look at the MSA suggested template and revise based on feedback at the workshop today. And we'll get that back at the October meeting. So I don't know that you need to take action on it. So that might show up under discussion. I would just took it off. I think that we would either you or I would share out as part of our report, the perpetual calendar.
Okay. We also have revisit background checks to see what the school does.
So as long as that stays down there, we're not going to get the information that's been requested. So the committee has asked for our current process around background checks, who and what. And then it's really funny because this could be a discussion item too. But I'm the worst. The committee is then interested in asking and answering the question, is this enough? Is that the
Right.
sense, Maggie?
Yeah, like you say, I think it was more just, I had a couple of questions concerning them in general. And then it was just more curiosity from the school standpoint to say, how, do we perform background checks? Is it only on staff, like teachers, bus drivers? Or is it anybody who also volunteers who has like constant involvement with the kids?
Mhm.
Because I can understand, like you said, if you have somebody who's chaperoning one field trip and they're just coming for the day, you've got everybody else around you. I don't expect you to do that. But if it's somebody who's on a volunteer committee who happens to be in the school, say they're in the school once a week and they're with the kids all the time,
Mhm.
do you perform a background check, even though they're not employed by the school because they're a volunteer? It's one of those. That was more my question, because I know that the teachers and stuff, anybody who's employed by the school
Mhm.
has a background check done, or I'm assuming they do.
Currently, we give everyone a background check to include substitutes, so
Mhm.
we.
Don't talk about it now, future agenda.
Okay.
Okay, that's my question for next time then.
It's a discussion item for next meeting.
Exactly.
Are we bringing discussion back?
I was
Yes.
gonna say about the discussion items, we have done that in the past.
I
and
know, I
We
know.
have
We
had
have.
items under discussion items, so that I think.
We'd like
that
to
maybe
discuss
that
this
needs to
next
stay
time.
there.
But only appear when there is one. I hate
That
empty
sounds
agenda
fine.
items.
Oh,
It
okay.
makes me uncomfortable.
All right,
And I'll do a
Sounds good.
write-up on that for the next meeting,
Great.
on that piece.
That would be
Okay,
great.
yeah, that would be
Thank you.
great.
Is it too late to add an agenda item? Are you okay if we first read policy CBI, supervision and evaluation of the superintendent?
Okay. I thought we were going to
Me too.
because
I've got
on,
copies.
so on the agenda that I was working from, that I printed off my phone,
It's there.
it's there. Okay,
So motion to adjust the agenda.
so we need a motion.
So moved to adjust the agenda.
Second it.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
Great. I'd ask that we add first read of policy CDI, supervision and evaluation of superintendent.
So this is the 3-page policy.
Yes, this is a 3-page
So I have-
policy with effective edits.
I have 2 policies in my,
Yes,
think I
replace
printed
the yellow with the pink.
okay.
I'm looking at Kathy.
Pink's the one, that-
Pink is the one that we're
the
using.
other one will go away.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of changes.
I need to bring my book to you and have you help me. Thanks.
So now there is an action item called first read, policy CDI, supervision evaluation of the superintendent. So you'll look for that.
We previously,
We have this policy.
we have this policy, so this is,
Do
Enough.
your motion second. and
okay.
then- And then look. at
So, first read of, hang on, I'm writing this in here.
This is the first read of this particular policy.
Yeah, right.
Then we have the other one.
So is this something we can look at and
Yeah.
approve it like at the next one? Is this?
That's what.
Okay.
That's a second read.
Yeah.
One's 2 pages.
Because I'm like, we don't need to do this like right this minute.
So,
Okay.
Evaluation of
Yeah.
superintendent.
So just pull that one.
so we need a motion to accept CBI
Mhm.
as a first read.
So moved.
Thank you.
I think it's a motion to allow the first reading, you're not accepting the policy.
Dude.
Yeah, we're,
Oh, what did I say?
No, it's the
Accept
first read.
the first read.
read.
It's-
Complicated
it's-
sentence,
yeah, It's just a lot. of
Kathy's got it
action
right.
terms.
Somebody second.
Yeah. Do we have a second? With the correction of,
Yeah.
So seconded.
what's the word?
It's hard because there's a lot of action.
It's an
terms
action
in there.
item. You
Yeah.
approve it at the first read.
Right.
Okay,
And
to
now-
approve it as a first read.
Yes, now
Okay.
look at the superintendent and say, do you want to speak to that?
Would you like to speak to that?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So a first read allows materials to enter into the public
Mhm.
and give the committee time to next workshop this at our meeting prior to next time, where we'll take action on. So that's what a first read does. First read doesn't normally allow for interaction, questions, comments. It just, here it is. Now it's public. So this is now brought to you because Maine School Management sent this one's kind of important. You should get on it.
Mhm.
Revision of the policy to all districts in the state of Maine.
Mhm.
It's also timely. We're engaged in that. We'll have an executive session after this on my evaluation. So it's there. Please read it. Be ready to question, comment, critique at our workshop next month.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Okay. Okay, so now I'll go back to here. So we are now at number 11, information items. A, Maine School Management Association Fall Conference. And I would like to ask who is planning on attending because we need to get registered. Anyone?
It's possible, but I can't confirm yet.
Wendy? I noticed the
Pending
28th
childcare,
is a
like
fall
all things.
festival, but
I
the
know,
27th isn't.
I know. it
Wendy
isn't,
said yes last time.
I know she did.
But
Just gonna throw that
I'm
out
not
there.
sure. I'm giving it consideration.
Okay, Reg.
Yeah, it's a hard no on me.
It would have to be,
Maggie's
it'd have to be the
hard nut, yeah.
Thursday for sure.
Sorry.
I know, it's a working day. They're
It's
both
tough,
working
yeah.
days, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe Friday, I could try to squeeze Friday in, but
Okay,
yeah, it's tough.
Working parent life.
I know.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, between work and kids.
And we value our working parents.
So now,
Yes, I am planning on
Great.
attending.
On both days
And
or?
I was going through both days
Uh-huh.
and possibly the day before for the one you sent.
oh yeah, the
board
board
chair.
chair, great.
I have to move up to Augusta. Good grief. All right, I have that. Oh, it's right here. Got this because I was going through. So I can get with you and let you know because
Yep.
the superintendent usually, are you going? No, okay.
Not the best use.
Okay. Yeah. All right. All righty. Got it. Future meetings. In October, we'll have our workshop on October 25th at 6 p.m. And our regular school committee meetings, same night at 7 p.m.
Can I check on November?
Yeah, what's with
Yeah.
that?
Is
being
that
a Monday?
Thanksgiving?
That's
Oh,
Yeah, that's
But
like the week.
It's the week after.
But
It's the week
it's-
after.
but
Right.
why is it Monday and not Tuesday?
Wow, it's what Monday?
The 28th.
well,
The
hang on.
28th.
Is it a Monday?
Well,
I don't know.
I looked
Wendy.
on my calendar.
November. The 28th is.
It is a
oh, the
Monday.
20 It should be a 29th.
29th.
That's why I was wondering why it was the 20th, Monday. So, okay, cool.
That's why we do this.
Yeah,
Good, thank you.
there. And it would be same times, 6 p.m. workshop and 7 p.m. meeting. There we go. Oh, that was a good catch. And now I am looking for a motion to go into executive session. Statute MRSA 4056A.
Rich just got me all self-conscious about motioning now.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Okay.
Great.